for joining us. You're live with your boy DJ Greenguy, and we got week 2 of the NFL picks on Vegas Jackpot 100. I got my special guests on the line with me, and the first game we're going to pick is between the 49ers and the Vikings. Yo, M-U-Nique, who you got between the Vikings and the 49ers in this game?
I got the Vikings.
Okay, why you got the Vikings?
I like the offense.
All right, so M-U-Nique got the Vikings. Deca-Gon, who you got between the Niners and the Vikings?
Hey, man, you already know defense wins championships and games, right? You know what I'm saying? For real. So I'm going to have to say the Niners, man. They both 1-0 right now, right? They both 1-0. You know what I mean? Both, but I'm going to go with the Niners, man, because of that D.
Okay, so Deca-Gon's got the 49ers. We got M-U-Nique's got the Vikings. Okay. Velez, who you got in the game between the Vikings and the Niners?
I'm taking the 49ers. I like how their offense is and what their coordinator is doing this year. They do a standard I formation, putting that fullback. I used to play fullback position in high school for junior varsity, and it's a major piece in the game. So I like the 49ers just because they have done that. They keep that in their rotation in their playbook.
Okay, well, Velez, I like your pick. Deca-Gon, I like your pick. I'm going to go where M-U-Nique went on this one because, you know what?
Nice.
The 49ers quarterback showed me something last week. I didn't think he could do it, but he actually had a good fucking game. I'm sorry, not the 49ers. The Vikings quarterback had a good game last week. He actually was throwing the ball all over the field. So I'm taking the Vikings in this game. You know what I'm saying? Now, the Giants are playing against the Commanders. And I'm going to real quick give you guys my pick, and then I'm going to come to y'all. I got the Giants in this game. You know, shout out to all my homies in New York. But the main reason why is because they can't lose them all. And Commanders got a rookie quarterback. M-U-Nique, who you got in this game between the Commanders and the Giants?
I got the Giants.
Okay. Tell us why.
The offense.
There it is. Who you got, Deca-Gon, Giants or Commanders?
You know what? I'm going to have to say my reasoning is a little bit like yours, right? You know what I mean? It's time for them to shine right here. I think this is where they're going to shine against the Commanders right now. So I'm going to go with the Giants.
Okay. He got the Giants. Velez, who you got between the Giants and the Commanders?
You already know I'm going to take the Commanders on this one for computational purposes only.
All right. Now we got
while M-U-Nique is on the line, the cheerleaders.
I knew you was going to say the cheerleaders between them two teams. Hey, you know my homie PL, his cousin used to be a cheerleader for the Commanders back when 20 years ago they went by their other name. Now the Saints are playing against the Cowboys. In this game, the Saints are coming in with a quarterback who played great week 1. The receivers, the running backs didn't play as good, but the Cowboys are coming off a great game week 1 as well. Their defense was playing great, and Dak was really happy about that big payday he had. I got the Cowboys in this game. M-U-Nique, who you got in the game between the Cowboys and First Class to Blast Omega Red Saints?
I got the Saints.
Tell us why.
Wow.
Tell the
Like
listener.
their defense and their plays.
Okay. Deca-Gon, who you got in this game?
You know, I bleed black and gold, so I hate to even tell you who I got. You know what I'm saying?
Love it.
But I'm going to have to say them Cowboys, man. You already know what it is, man. It's them Cowboys, man.
Okay.
And I talked about defense, but they're not stopping that. I mean, they're not. They're come on, the QB got it, man, for real.
Who you got, Velez? You got the Saints?
I got the Saints.
You're going with Red? Okay. Shout out to First Class to Blast Omega Red. We got 2 out of the 3 Common Ground members on this line. Shout out to him. Shout out to his whole family. Him and his lady just celebrated their 8th year anniversary. Shout out to them, man.
Beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Congrats.
Big time. Seattle's playing against New England in this game. You know, both of these coaches that used to coach for the Patriots are retired now in Seattle's old head coach and Bill Belichick. So they got two brand new coaches on each side here. Who you got in the game, M-U-Nique, between the Seahawks and the Patriots?
The Seahawks.
Tell us why.
They got rid of Russell Wilson.
Okay. I like it. Okay, Deca-Gon, who you got in the game between Seahawks and Patriots?
Oh man, hey, look, let's go back to that comment right there, man. You know, Russ is a Super Bowl quarterback. Let's say that, all right? And yes, he gonna do his thing when he gets better for the black and gold. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and say the Seahawks just because I still got a thing about New England. I told you I bleed black and gold. I hate New England, so
right.
I'm gonna say the Seahawks.
Who you got, Velez? Patriots or Seahawks?
I'll go with the Patriots. It's not because of Bill Belichick. I like what I've seen in their offensive scheme and I like their quarterback. Their quarterback had done some phenomenal things. And week one, I was watching the game. I was amazed at what they was doing and how he moved around and how he took control of the plays and how he was watching the defense on the opposite side and doing his best to get a win or even a loss.
Well, I'll tell you why I'm picking the Patriots. I like that pick, Velez. I'm picking the Patriots because of their defense. Their defense really shut shit down against the Bengals last week. Joe Burrow is supposed to be a top 5 quarterback. And Joe Burrow is supposed to be this top 5 quarterback. And the receiver wants to get paid number 1 receiver money, but he's like 20th in the league in his salary. And all of a sudden, you know what I'm saying, the Bengals come up and throw a stinker up against the Patriots. And they do well against rushing defense and pass rush and pass coverage. So I got the Patriots winning against the Seahawks in a close one. Now the Colts have my favorite player in the league right now. They have this guy playing quarterback named Richardson who looks like he's a creative player in Madden. I'm taking the Colts in this game because I think their quarterback is going to be the MVP of the league, if not this year, next year, sometime soon. He's an amazing player. No one's talking about it. And plus, the Packers starting quarterback Jordan Love got hurt last week. Who you got in the game between the Colts and the Packers, M-U-Nique?
I got the Packers.
All right, let us know why.
The quarterback gives them the ball.
Don't be shy.
On the receivers.
Okay. Deca-Gon, who you got, Packers or Colts?
Hey, yo, I really think that the Packers probably still going to pull it out, man. I feel you, and they don't have Love. I don't even know who's next up. Like, for real, I think who's next up. But I think, they both coming into the game with a chip on their shoulder now, right?
Yeah.
Because they took the losses. So I really do think the Packers going to show up.
Who you got, Velez? Colts or Packers?
There you go.
I wanted to go with the Colts because I like what they did in week one. I like that touchdown reception. That was beautiful. He was like a Hail Mary, but I'm still going to go with the Packers. It's like I'm going to give it to the Packers. I like their defense this year. Plus, I like how their offensive line is standing up a lot better.
Now, the Broncos are playing the Steelers, and I really wish Russell Wilson was playing in this game so we could see Russell Wilson going up against his ex-team that's not the Seahawks, and he could, shove it right up his old coach's ass and have a hell of a game, because that's what I think everybody was rooting for when they made this schedule. But Russell Wilson still putting ice packs on his leg, and he's not ready to go. With that being said, Justin Fields really had a nice game last week, and he was running around all over the place. And, I don't think the Broncos can really handle all that running around Justin Fields is going to have for him. They might kick 6 more field goals. I got the Steelers in this game. M-U-Nique, who you got between the Broncos and the Steelers?
The Steelers.
All right. You got anything to add?
No.
All right. Deca-Gon, who you got? Steelers or Broncos?
What? What? You already know what it is. TJ, what? Hey, TJ, what? Look, you already know. I told you about the defense, right?
Yeah.
And they know if they take care of one side, the other side's coming to get them. You know what I mean? If it ain't 90, it's 56, right? And I do wish Russ was playing, because this would be his revenge game right here. It really would be his revenge game. But you know what I mean? It's all good. You know what I mean? Our young dude, he's gonna handle business. He'll be all right.
So I'm gonna mark you down as Steelers, but I just gotta ask: was that a what or a Watt, like T.J. Watt?
Watt. T.J. Watt. You know the way you gotta say it though. Watt. But T.J. Watt. You already know what it is. T.J.
That's
Watt.
a Deca-Gon move.
And Velez, who you got? You got the Broncos. You saddling up over there with the horse, or
I
you
want
going
to pick the
pee on them?
Broncos. I want to pick the Broncos, you know, for my son KG. But I'm gonna go with the Steelers. I like all Pennsy teams, and I'm gonna give even, you know, I prefer, you know, I'm a diehard Eagles fan, but I still like Pennsy teams. You know, even when it comes to the Pittsburgh Pirates, you know, I still like Pennsy teams. I still root for them because I'm in Pennsylvania.
Pennsylvania in the house. That's what it is.
That's what it is.
You already know.
With that being said, let's go from one PA team to another. They're playing at home for the first time this year, even though last week they was in Brazil and was called a home game. The Eagles are taking on another set of birds, the Atlanta Falcons. Now, I got to remind everyone on this call before we make picks, the Atlanta Falcons starting quarterback is Kirk Cousins. And I don't know if that's Kirk with a T or Kirk with a K, but I haven't learned it yet because he hasn't told me to learn it with his play. Also, on top of this Kirk Cousin nonsense, where he's brother-in-law in it and giving everybody gifts before it's Christmas time with all these interceptions on primetime games, to top it all off, the Falcons are 0-1 going into Philly, and they play the Chiefs next week. So if they don't beat the Eagles, they're going to be 0-3 more than likely when they play the Chiefs after next week. This game could decide Kirk Cousins' fate, that new head coach's fate, all types of shit. M-U-Nique, who you got between the Eagles and the Falcons?
The Eagles.
And I know you're calling from Philly, but you got any other reason beside that, or let me know?
I'm a diehard Philly fan.
So
it's fly, Eagles fly. Deca-Gon, who you got? Falcons or Eagles?
I mean, I just did all that Pennsylvania, and you already know what it is, man. I'm not going against the Eagles, man. It's going to be the Eagles, man. And this is it. Atlanta is going to have a shakeup after that game. Major shakeup after that game. You already know.
And Velez, who you got? Eagles or Falcons or cheerleaders?
I'm going with the Eagles. I'm just kind of leery about their center now. He didn't look like he was at his peak performance that he needs to be as a young man and a rookie in the game. You know, this is the time you need to shine. You're taking on the vet spot. You need to really take on the vet spot. So, like, they did that push on last week's game to get him over to get the 1 yard down, get the next first down. He executed but didn't execute it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like, it's a lot that I'm seeing with the Eagles, and Jalen Hurts is actually dishing the ball a little differently. But I'm looking at the Falcons' defense is good, but I'm gonna go with my Philly fan. I'm a diehard as well. Win, lose, or draw with them. I'm not going to go against them unless it need be. I'm not going against them for the Falcons. I'm gonna keep that one up.
Okay, let me give you guys a little bit more analysis before I make my pick. AJ Terrell is a cornerback for the Falcons. He's going up against AJ Brown for the Eagles. You got AJ against AJ. He's going to be guarding AJ Brown, number 11 for the Eagles. The best wide receiver against the best corner in Atlanta, AJ Terrell. On top of that, the Eagles pass rush was booty flakes down in Brazil. I don't know if that's because they was playing on a soccer field and it was real slippery, but they didn't get any sacks at all until the last play of the game when the backup quarterback was in. With that being said, Atlanta, you know, they have Cousins, who is a gift giver, but last week, correct me if I'm wrong, was Hurts also giving out gifts? I think he gave
Yes, he was.
As
He
well.
was giving out gifts candy canes, and all the above plus the cake.
Okay, so, I'm going to have to take one of my other old hometowns. I lived in Atlanta my senior year of high school before I moved back to Philly. I'm taking the Falcons in this game. This might end up turning my picks all the way upside down because I've already taken a few risks, and I know it's risky, but I'm taking the Falcons. And now let's go to the next game. The Cardinals play against the Rams. The Rams are 0-1. The Cardinals are 0-1. Man, whichever team loses this game is going to be really buried in a 17-game season being 0-2. Kyler Murray's back. His rookie wide receiver had 4 yards on 1 catch. The number 1 pick in their draft from Ohio State, Marvin Harrison Jr. The Rams, they don't have Aaron Donald no more, but I'm wearing his jersey now on my IG Live. I live in LA. That's my team. I'm going with the Rams. M-U-Nique, who you got between the Cardinals and the Rams?
I got the Rams.
There it is. Tell us why.
Because of you?
Oh, there it is. Appreciate that. Deca-Gon, who you got? Deca-Gon, who you got? Rams or Cardinals?
Hey, it's going to be for the same reasons, man. I look at these two teams and I realize, I think the Cards is going to give them a game for real. But how am I going to pick against the Rams, man? You know where I live.
Okay.
Right now, from Pittsburgh, but I'm out here, right? I'm out here. So I gotta do it. I gotta give it to LA all day.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Vales, who you got? LA or Phoenix, Arizona? The Cardinals.
No, I'm gonna take the Cardinals. Conversational purposes only. I like what the Rams look like, but I'm gonna go with I like the Cardinals setup. I really do. I was always into the Cardinals years ago. Never been a diehard fan, but I like watching their games, and I like how they transition their offenses and their defenses, and how they put in new players a little bit more than the average. And that's what I like about it. They try to switch up their scheme plays a lot more often than they did before. So I'm going to go with the Cardinals.
All right.
One more game for this week, and then we'll see y'all next week for week 3. Let's pick the first game of week 2 right now. Tomorrow night on prime time, Thursday night football, you got the Buffalo Bills coming in, and they're playing against the Miami Dolphins. One of the greatest defenses in the league against one of the greatest offenses in the league. This one could have playoff implication. It could have AFC East implication. And it might even have 1 and 2 seed or bye week implication, because these are two teams that I expect to be there at the end of the year fighting for all that shit. M-U-Nique, who you got between the Bills and the Dolphins?
Dolphins.
Let us know why.
Second.
All right. Hey, Deca-Gon, who you got between the Dolphins and the Bills?
Listen. That means we done went full circle, right? This is the last game you said and all that. And what did I say at the beginning? Defense wins championships. Defense wins games. Understand? All right, so the Mafia wins this in a hell of a game. For real. Tua will be stopped. Tyreek will be stopped. And Josh is going to get loose. He's the one. You know what I mean? And what's Neo doing? Neo's doing his Superman thing. You know what I'm saying? So he will carry the team with his arm and his legs. That's real.
I like that. I like that analysis. Vales, who you got between the Bills and the Dolphins?
I like the Dolphins.
Let us know why.
Just have a funny gut feeling. There ain't no real particular reason why I like the Dolphins. Plus, I can't go against M-U-Nique on this one.
Well, here, I'm picking the Bills because those are the things I like to throw when I'm in a place like Blue Zebra. If I'm not performing and there's girls shaking their ass and titties, you know what I'm saying? I be throwing them Bills. You know what I mean? But at the same time, I don't think the Dolphins aren't going to be throwing too many Bills around. Although they have great passing attack, their running back even had 76 yards receiving last week, which really helped me out on fantasy because I had him. But I got the Bills because they really played well on defense last week. They shut down a lot of shit that the other team was trying to do, and I feel like they're going to make some great plays against the Dolphins. But I'm really intrigued by the game tomorrow, and I can't wait to watch it. And that's all for this week. But before we get out of here, let's get some shout outs before we hang out. Valesh, you got any shout outs before we go?
Grace, mercy, and peace be bestowed upon all that listen and tune in, and for those who need it as well as I do.
That's beautiful. M-U-Nique, you got any shout outs before we go?
No.
No shouts from her. Deca-Gon, you got any shout outs?
Hey, shout out DJ Greenguy for doing this, man. First time ever doing it, on a live radio show like this. I appreciate it, bro. For real.
Don't worry about it. You'll be on next week.
Yeah, Lord willing, you know what I'm
Just
saying?
prepare.
Hey, Vales and M-U-Nique, we got to get y'all a copy of Deca-Gon's new book. He just came out with it. It's great. It's only 50 pages. Really awesome read. And I think y'all will enjoy it a whole lot. You know what I'm saying? So we got to get y'all in tune to that joint. It's called The Way. You know what I'm saying? I read it. I got a chance to read it. And I got a physical copy as well. I think y'all would enjoy it a lot. On that note, we out of here. We'll see y'all next week. Check us out next week for the next week's NFL picks on Vegas Jackpot 100. 1,000.
One up.
Go.